I can get closer to my microphone, says the speaker. We are going to talk about AIs rather original. So I would like to see with you beyond the myth or any beliefs about AI is what can we do actually and against, for and against, on the short term mainly, rather than scaring people, which is not really useful right now. Who am I? I have done lots of things in my life. I worked with telco, and now I do Satintel. Right now, I'm the chief developer, and this is how I'm going to take the floor. I'm going to talk about a certain category of threats represented by AI. So they come from the internet. I'm not going to ask for 8-hour speech, but I was denied. I mean, fortunately for you. So we are not going to talk about deception, impersonation, the use of AI for fake identities and malware. No, this is not what I'm going to cover. It is not part of my field of skills. So we are going to focus on the use of AI to attack from internet or to defend from the internet. When we think about threats coming from the internet, according to a monitoring center, it is still 50% of the attacks against the companies. And it's a rather important field. Investments in cybersecurity last years aimed at protecting against phishing, these kind of attacks, and while fighting or targeting persons, not fields. So we had different equipments, lots of efforts for training people in the businesses against these threats. Now we are improving the quality of these dangerous contents. But this is not my field of expertise. I would like to talk about the exploitation of vulnerabilities. So scanning your infrastructures for looking for your vulnerabilities. So this is going to be changed really with the AI. The way they are going to detect and register this information with their high speed and power. Just as a reminder, there are two kinds of threats, two main inbound attacker profiles. The brute forces, they don't know you, but they know exactly what to do. They don't care about who you are. They are in the dark web, and it has been very expensive for them to be in the dark web, so they want it to be profitable. They have botnets, which are not very expensive, but they have to use it. Another category, these are the mercenaries. They really want to destroy you. They have the means, they have patience, they have a mission. They want to harm you and get your data. So the first category, they are not very efficient, but they have a budget. They have to become profitable. They are being paid. And they can be your enemy. They have time. They are very competent. They are going to find everything to enter into your system. So in these cases, well, in 2023, the rise of the AI. This was also the case in 2022. Okay, the rise of AI. And the LLMs were used to improve phishing campaigns and offensive campaigns, mainly against businesses. I go on receiving phishing emails. Of course, there are lots of spelling mistakes, but We receive impersonation cases with voices that have been worked, that just do as if it was the CEO, and they ask for something urgent, of course, to pay something. So this is why the AIs have improved things at that level of these different companies. They have created malware. It's not yet a big field, but it has happened. And the machine learning has reached some level of maturity. Everybody knows about machine learning, but it's not as sexy as AI. So they just impose algorithms. They exist, and the AIs are just the extensions of these models. They allow them to go further in a more profitable way. And what has been changed through these generative AI? They have improved the productivity. This is extremely important. It's a very pivotal issue. We talk about AI threats, they are intelligent, etc. We are going to die. But the evidence that we have is that what they are going to change is that cyber criminality has entered into the world of productivity. AI is great because they are not expensive compared to what you can earn with it. The AIs allow us, the nice people, the kind people, to train the staff in a more rapid way. When you recruit someone, thanks to AI, you are going to train the person in a more rapid way, and this person can have access to, for example, documents in an easier way. Training people is going to be easier for developers, and we are going to provide them with some assistance through AI. There are very many things which are going to facilitate things. But of course, we are not the only ones who know this. There are people who have really ill intentions to improve their productivity, to just produce malwares with a higher speed, of course, and to attack you. This is something certain. We are not going to have a revolution through these AIs, but what is going to happen is the economic side. This is going to be a revolution. Another evidence is the capacity and plausibility and impersonation. What is also seen is that AI has reinforced adaptation and polymorphism. We have not seen metamorphs through AI, but adaptation and polymorphism. We have to block them before they come. But as I told you, we have no evidence showing that AI has allowed us to discover new attack classes. There are some 10 attack classes, and you have some 10 attack classes, and AIs have not made any revolution in this field. But the way we exploit them, use them, things have changed. If we look at an example, once again, about profitability and the economic side, what has happened, academics in a university, they did something rather simple. They took an LLM with GPT-4 and a browser just to reach the internet. They feed with 6 documents, this GPT-4, just 6 documents, only 6 documents. They used things to automate different functions, and they prompted. It's discreet, of course. They share it with people who are known by them. They did a good prompt for the agent, and They asked the GPT-4 to be creative, to try different strategies, to pursue promising strategies to completion, and try new strategies upon failure. So they did the whole family, starting with things very simple and then things which are very complex. So they have a 73.3% success, which are very small means. Yes, the quality of prompt is extremely important. They had to use a lot of time to manufacture this, to make this prompt, but they use only 6 public documents. So the success rate is more than 70%. Now, if you look at their study, yes, I do recommend you the study. It's really scary. They had 100% success rate for SQL injection. If you use different websites, you know that it's not very complicated. You use the code. And finally, it's not, I mean, you need lots of time. You need a lot of time. You have to test which kind of database, which format, to use the good table. So you need time. GPT-4 needed 6 attempts for 6 documents. It's not a lot. It's not a lot. 405 lines of code, and mainly for each attempt, for each batch of execution, for using GPT-4 was some $4,000. That is to say, some $10 for a successful hack. It's scary if you compare it with a price of a good tester, a malicious tester who is going to attack your facilities. Well, it means that you are going to save a lot of money with public and almost free of charge tools. I mean, $4,000 is nothing. You have a huge striking force. This is the change with the AI. This is the actual change. It's not in the fantasies of Skynet. This is it. Capabilities for people to make a machine to hack, which is rather free of charge and is extremely relevant. You know, another one is 21 attempt. It's really crazy. Fortunately, we have Gartner. There are some analysts maybe here. Gartner says, don't worry, people. So Gartner's master plan against offensive AI, people, process, and only then technology. Also, you have to monitor our industry statistics to measure the impact of Gen AI on the attacker landscape. This is a document of Gartner to just do the measure of this impact. And also we have to elevate requirements for more adaptive behavioral and ML defenses. So these are behavioral defenses. This is really a pivotal issue. I was worried about one point. You have only 50% of endpoints companies that have a behavioral-based detection logic. And this is really very important. And people say they do AI, but they don't do it, but everybody knows it. So this is our action plan, and we don't know what to do with this. And time is running out. So this is the kind of route in order to do what we can do against this AI. So these are extremely rapid and very silly. But they are going to scan the whole internet to see the vulnerabilities. So it's a matter of volume. They are totally stupid, but we had them up till now.
Okay, I put them here, not too low because they are my former employers. Okay, then you have hackers. They're just humans. They are very good, but they are slow. Hacker has an instinct. They put themselves in the head of the one who created it. They anticipate. AI doesn't do that. So the hacker has that intelligence. I was very generous putting Gen AI there. I should have put it closer to the other one. Okay, to detect an AI is important, and they act very quickly. It's complex. You may consider that someone who does phasing very intelligently represents a threat. And that's what characterizes an AI. It is very difficult to mobilize that in your defense system. And the thing is the swiftness with which things happen. What these people do in 1 hour, well, the AI will do it in milliseconds. So what is going to change in the pattern? The speed, and this is very hard to measure. In any case, the change is not on detection, but on making sure you stop everything and not only the AI. Otherwise, you will have to do the first thing here, pray for the infrastructure to resist, and the second is to make sure you will be ready to react. Something else is interesting. AI are quite naive today, while the hacker has more instinct, and that's something we can exploit, but that won't be the case in the future. Very simple. If you want to respond to AIs, you're going to share all your data. You all have data in your enterprises. You can learn the way your customers behave. If you're in industry, it's the same. We're going to share all your data and manufacture a defense AI, which will be as quickly as the attack AI. Okay, we share all the data, and we have won everything. End of the presentation. Unfortunately or fortunately, it won't be possible. First, you won't agree to provide all your data, and I will understand that. The problem is we are protected, and we as Europeans are protected by laws. People, whoever they are, even our service providers, won't do anything with our personal data. I don't want my bank data to be shared with an AI for this AI to learn. So we have to do without it. But hackers have a lot of data. When we do a CTF, we're very happy to share it with people from the CTF. When researchers in security progress, they are happy to share it with the community, and it's for the good. This is fuel also for the hackers. But what we need to model our defense behaviors is the way your apps behave, and that you can't share. So we're stuck. But our target has a problem, and this problem is going to last. Our attacker needs to come to us to hurt us, but he or she is not very well equipped, and this is not going to change because we talked about internet data, an old thing that was never designed to be secure or to make your life easy, and based on a 40-year-old protocol. And we'll take advantage of it. We'll take advantage of it for the moment, because Internet is here to last, and we are lucky enough today, and we're going to use this possibility to use the weakness of the Internet, because at one point the evil AI will go through the Internet to reach you. During this little time, they will be exposed. We can't base ourselves on knowledge. We cannot attack AIs on their ability on the fact that they are powerful. OpenAI and Google control who does what with their AIs, but you can duplicate an AI model and use it. So you can't control that. Infrastructure is not an issue. Even if OpenAI did not do it. It was the same when I talked about polymorph and metamorph malwares. They don't have the reflex to duplicate it in its infrastructure. And so we have one thing, the public IPs, and that's fantastic because it's a public information that is not a personal information. The IPs you use will not help me identify you. So we're going to take advantage of this weakness. The botnets are easy to recognize. They are violent, clumsy, with a normal firewall you can remediate, etc. How can we be proactive with the botnet? If you have a central intelligence solution, you can do something. Using the IPs, you will be able to know that a botnet is exploiting this or that vulnerability. And you can do this proactively. If the botnet is very aggressive, you should suppress it quite quickly. Against an AI, it will be different. You won't be able to use a SIEM. So you will have to use detection. You will have to be quick, and we won't deal with volumes, but also be quick. As I said, you will never be quicker than an AI. You will have to be proactive. You have to be proactive with an AI and base yourself on IPs. What we can do, when I say we, it's we and the others and our competitors. What we can do is detect signals. We can do that. We can spot and measure the speed with which an attack attempt. We can build local ML analysis and do what I said earlier, see at what speed it will occur. We also know, because all the players in cybersecurity work on machine learning to make this data as performing as possible. We are now building data models that will help us establish a shared information. Of course, a bank will not share its data, and it's logical. But we can tell everyone, you can create a local intelligence that is limited, but that exists. So we can also build that. We can share aggressive IPs, a network effect. We can do that. And of course, we know now for IPs, minimize and anonymize these data to abide by EU laws. So we know how to protect, on the basis of IP, what we're going to do. What I mean is, today, when you build a consensus built on the trust of the user, a consensus based on the frequency of attacks of these AIs and the volume, we can build a collective intelligence able to recognize AI and block them because they have this weakness segment, which is the IP, V4 or V6 when they come to your perimeter. So we have all the element. And that is our job to improve, centralize information that are anonymous, but that come from a local, to go beyond the IP and recognize behavior and extend our ability to analyze the behavior. So we know how to block AI, such as we can block botnets. The only thing that changes is detection. So here's good news. You can protect yourself from AIs. The only thing that might be worrying, I talked about this concern yesterday. You have to be very attentive to what comes next in terms of AI. Forecasts say that things are going to be much quicker. Gen AI will be much quicker, will be able to build its own features. We will have to be able to detect and recognize them because they will improve their impersonation capabilities, and we will suffer. For the time being, we still have this weakness which is related to the internet. Let's take advantage of it. As long as it is based on IP, the solution I just presented will work. It already works. It works perfectly against offensive AIs. But we have a behavioral detection. Statistics are not enough anymore. Remediation, automated remediation. And we bang on IP and we hurt them. This scares me a lot. Everyone in this forum is aware of this issue. Even the politicians I saw yesterday, they understand that the challenges, stakes are high. So we will make sure you can sleep at night. Thank you so much.
Et si vous avez des questions, bien sûr, je peux y répondre.
I'd be glad to answer your questions.
Pour les questions techniques. Si vous avez des questions. Ça, c'est toi qui dois faire ça normalement.
Bonjour, merci pour cette présentation.
Thank you for your presentation. I have one question. You say that we can base ourselves on IP addresses. And if an IP address is not recognized as a rogue, you use Crookset and that's it. You bypass the list. You have a look at the blocked list. You won't use them to attack. You use an IP that looks healthy. How do you do to block such an AI? Actually, proactivity I mentioned is based on the most aggressive IPs. When an IP or a group of IPs, a botnet, is going to attack a source, they will only attack one, so we will spot it quite quickly. If you're in the field of the sniper I mentioned, of the person who wants to attack you, we won't be able to spot it. The only solution in that case, it's the behavioral detection. There's no other choice because the ROC IP you mentioned is not known. So if you have an enemy which is determined and who really wants to attack you, it won't work. But the infrastructures, this is again related to AIs, really able to manage their own infrastructures for the time being. They are in big data centers, and IPs are multiple there. And we join the efforts of profitability. You have to be profitable. So we'll try and do much more things. If you're the only one who is attacked, you're the only one to be able to defend yourself.
Qu'est-ce que vous entendez par...
What do you understand with polymorphic and I should have paid more to have more microphones? Metamorphism who will create its own code. It's much more evolved. It's able to recode itself indefinitely to escape any detection. There are no way to stop them. It's the most evolved level of malwares. We haven't observed any AI able to manage it. But it will come. It will come. You're all impatient to go and have a coffee. Thank you. Bye-bye.